Subscription boxes are one of the most popular services a lot of professional women use. And I cannot tell you how many closets I've edited that were filled with subscription box clothes. And I will admit it, the idea behind them is great. Clothes get sent to you. It takes away decision fatigue. You don't have to think. A box just shows up at your doorstep. But the real problem is what's actually in the box. And more importantly, what it's really doing to how you look at work. Because this is one of the biggest reasons women stay stuck looking entry level, even when their career says otherwise. So in this video, I'm going to explain why subscription boxes keep women looking entry level at work and why you should avoid them. Hi, my name is Basia and I am a former celebrity stylist turned personal stylist, and for the past 15 years I've helped executives, directors, CEOs and successful entrepreneurs walk into any room and immediately look like the woman in charge. And to help you get started, I created a free guide that shows you how to build a polished and put together work wardrobe without defaulting to the usual black suits and gray dresses. So without further ado, let's get started. So for some of you who might not know what subscription boxes are a service where you receive pieces selected by a stylist and shipped to you every month. So whatever you want to keep, you keep. And whatever you don't want, you just simply return. And there are plenty of companies out there that offer this type of service. The most popular one is, and I'm sure you've heard about this, is Stitch Fix, but there are many other ones that offer very similar services as well. Now let's get this out of the way. I'm absolutely not a hater of subscription boxes. I'm sure there are plenty of women who enjoy these services and love them. Otherwise, there wouldn't be so many companies that are, very successful with tons of clients using them. That being said, my experience with subscription boxes is based on the clients I work with and what I see in their closets, the quality of their wardrobes, and the quality of the clothes they received from subscription boxes. And for the women I work with, these services are absolutely destroying their professional closets, making them look like an average employee when they are in fact leaders. So first, let's really look at why subscription boxes work for some women, and then why they end up destroying executive presence. So most of my clients I work with they are using subscription boxes mainly because of the convenience. The box arrives with clothes inside. They don't have to shop or look for anything. The clothes are already there, and they are just simply deciding whether they want to keep the pieces or not. And obviously, this is a very, convenient sort of like a shopping service. And I'm sure it works really, really well for a lot of women. Now, another reason why they might love it, and they don't have to waste time for shopping or looking for clothes. The pieces arrive, and a lot of the time they just receive items that are similar to things they kept before. So in a way, because some of the pieces are already, I would say, sort of working for them, right? Similar pieces show up in the next shipment, and that feels, like a great convenient as well. So honestly, out of those reasons, the main one is, I would say, really convenience and the fact that they don't have to shop. That's probably the only reason most of my clients get subscription boxes, or they did before they came to me for help. So now let's talk about why these services actually destroy your executive presence and why you shouldn't be using them if you want your wardrobe to go to the next level. Because when you walk in a room and when you are dressing for important work occasions, your wardrobe should be reflecting, I would say, your status, your role, and how far you've come. So the first really big reason why I don't recommend subscription boxes to my clients, or why my clients came to me after trying absolutely everything, including subscription boxes, is because this service is designed for the masses. Now, it's built for women who have a simpler lifestyle and who don't need to use their wardrobe strategically, who don't have to build a strong personal brand, who are not the face of a company, not leading teams, they are not entrepreneurs, or who have very specific lower visibility roles, right? And because this service is made for the masses, the clothes they send are extremely generic. They are designed to please as many women as possible across, different body types and different taste levels. But if you are a leader, if you're getting on stage and you're running teams, if you are a successful entrepreneur, what you wear is a reflection of what you bring to the table. It sends a strong signal and creates that first impression. And when you're wearing very generic clothes that you usually find in subscription boxes, it doesn't represent the level you actually want to be seen at. Now, the second reason why these services are not the best is the quality of the pieces. So usually these clothes are cheaply made, mostly out of polyester, like the synthetic fabrics. They have very simple designs, very basic constructions, and they completely lack structure. And this goes back to what I mentioned earlier. These clothes are made for the masses. So the quality and the price point have to match that. And they need to work for thousands of women with different needs, body shapes, and taste levels, right? And yes, it's convenient to get the box every month, but that's exactly the problem. You end up with a lot of generic synthetic pieces that half of your office is wearing. And when your wardrobe is built that way, it becomes, very difficult to invest in a real quality. Clothes made for the masses out of, synthetic fabrics are not meant to last. And it's not surprise, they just don't hold up over time. So the third reason is that most subscription boxes claim that there is a stylist selecting pieces specifically for you. But realistically, when you think about it, if you're paying, maybe $20, maybe $30 fee to receive a box, you can expect truly customized shopping experience at that price point. That stylist is usually probably shopping for other customers at the same time. So what you get in a box is not actually really curated for you. It's not picked specifically for your taste, your role, your lifestyle, or your personal style and aesthetics, even though they claim it is. Most of the clothes are mass-produced for a large number of people. And at this, that level and volume, it's just simply impossible to deliver high quality or any kind of real customized shopping experience. On top of that, most of these services use AI to select pieces for you, and you're paying for it. At that point, you might as well go to ChatGPT, tell it what you're looking for, ask for links, and you can get, the same things and get it for free. And you don't need subscription boxes. So the next reason is that subscription boxes don't actually take your personality, your role, your style, or your body shape into account. And again, for the same reason I mentioned before, this is a mass shopping. They are sending a massive amount of boxes at a very low price point. And at that level, you simply cannot expect customized or curated pieces picked specifically for you. So whether you have, let's say, a wider hips, a smaller bust, maybe a larger chest, narrow hips, longer torso, long legs, short torso, or short legs, you're going to receive very generic pieces. They might work, they might not work, but you can expect a stylist who truly takes your preferences, proportions, and needs into account. So the next one is probably really obvious. Most of these boxes include very similar pieces because, again, they are built for a mass audience. So a lot of the clothes you receive are the same clothes hundreds of thousands of other women are receiving as well, which means that you look like everyone else. And I honestly think this is one of the biggest problems with subscription boxes. Outside of not taking your preferences into consideration, a lot of clothes just, end up looking the same. And at the level that you're operating at as a leader, or maybe like as an executive, a director, or a successful entrepreneur, you need like a cohesive visual brand that supports your role and the level you're at. And you don't need a wardrobe that's delivered to the masses and look exactly the same as everyone. So as much as I think this service is great for a lot of women, if you're a leader, a woman in charge, someone who is very visible, who has moved to the next level and needs her wardrobe to reinforce her qualification, subscription boxes are actually going to keep you stuck looking entry level. And even though, the concept sounds great, getting curated boxes shipped to you, pieces ready to go, convenient, saving time, what you really end up with is a very generic wardrobe that is not curated to your needs, your likes, your aesthetics, or your lifestyle in a real way. You end up looking like 99% of your colleagues or employees, whether they are entry level or, I would say like a middle management. And you're buying low quality, cheaply made pieces because at that price point, you simply cannot expect clothes that last, that support your role, or that reinforce how you want to be seen. So when you're wearing random generic pieces thrown in a box without taking your preferences into consideration, it becomes a waste of both your time and your money because, in the end of the day, buying clothes that are low quality and not aligned with how you want to be perceived just for the convenience of the box showing up at your doorstep actually, hurts your personal brand more than it supports. So now you know why I don't like subscription boxes. What does it do to your brand if you're a leader, a director, CEO, or successful entrepreneur, and why you should avoid them? If you want to learn more, I have a free elevated work style guide, and you're going to find it in the description below. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to get notified when I post a new video, which is every Wednesday. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next week.